All good.
Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with some nerdettes tonight, and we're going to play some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. And unfortunately, Sam, Agnetha Armbreaker, got stuck at work, so we do not have her with us tonight. So we just have a dynamic duo. And the really interesting thing is where we left off last session. The two of the ladies, Agnetha and Deneen, decided to venture out to the woods. Actually, Agnetha had insisted and convinced Deneen to go out on basically on a walkabout, a hike, a camp out, a spiritual thing. And of course, Kenna decided to stay back at Arvardo with the halflings, with Troll, as they continue to construct their halfling little community within Gryphongaffe. And where we had left off was a huge shadow had just been cast over the two of you as you were walking into the woods, and Agnes had decided that she had found the spot where she was going. You guys basically I believe Deneen had turned around to see something, and I'm actually going to just show you guys what you see, because I have capabilities here. I got stuffs. Maybe. All right.
I quake with fear.
So you see this hulking, brutish figure that is like 12 foot tall, and it looks just like that.
No.
So it actually lumbers at the two of you. What are you doing, Deneen?
Well, I'd rather not get clobbered. So I work better at range, so I'm going to try to GTFO before it gets in range to hit me. So can I just move away as the first thing? Are we taking a turn here? Is that the...
You know what? We're going to say it's actually kind of initiative.
Okay.
And we'll see who acts where.
Oh, Lordy.
This ought to be fun. All right, my handy dandy dice tray. All right, I suspect you're going to go first.
16?
Yeah, you're definitely going to go first.
So is he within 5 feet of me? Like, was he towering over us?
He is towering over you guys, but I'm going to say he's about 15 feet away.
Okay. I'm going to I'll tell Agnetha to look out. Or is she still with me? Or am I alone because she sent me ahead? Because remember, she was talking about that at one point.
Yeah, that's actually, you guys were having that discussion and had just decided on your plan of action when this creature lumbered into.
All right, I'm gonna say, Agnetha, look out! I'm gonna go snipe, and I dart off into the. I dart away.
Okay.
I can go 35 feet.
He just came out to have a good time. He's honestly feeling so attacked right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna assume the best about a troll. What can I tell you?
So basically, it lumbers into view. It rushes towards Agnetha, and uses one of its 3 arms to slap the glaive out of the way, just as she's basically becoming aware of what's going on, and it cups her upside her head with its 3rd arm. Knocking her unconscious.
No.
As she gets to go fall limp, it actually scoops her up.
No, that's not happening. I'm shooting this Mother Hubbard. Oh, I'm gonna hide first, and then shoot him.
Okay.
And my ally is incapacitated, so that's it's just a 14 to hide. He may have seen which way I ran. I'm not sure.
That's possible. I'll give him a quick perception check. He did not see which way.
Well, then I am. One upside of being a wood elf is that I can hide even when there's not a lot of cover, and all these leaves and stuff. Perfect. So I definitely duck in behind some foliage and shoot at him. 20 to hit.
Oh, that will definitely hit.
With sneak attack damage is 27 damage. So this arrow zooms out from foliage and funks right into him.
Okay, so he yelps and then begins running through the forest.
Running. Oh, well, I will have to follow him then.
Okay, so he's moving 60 feet around.
He's got Agnetha. All right. Well, I can
How far into the woods are you guys?
I don't know.
They didn't travel too far out from the city, but definitely outside the walls.
Right. Well, I'm not going to let him just take Agnetha away. So if he's moving,
are really big and make a lot of noise. What are the odds? 21 passive perception. Here's this going on.
No, not through the walls inside the town.
Well, if he's running away at 60 feet around, and I can go 70, I'm going to follow him.
Okay, yeah, you're definitely able to keep pace with him. No problem.
But I have to use my bonus dash to do it, which is unfortunate. So that means I can't hide as a bonus action. All it means is that I can shoot at him and keep taking pot shots.
Okay, so the next round, you can make your attack.
Okay, and since Agnetha is incapacitated, I do not get sneak attack damage on this.
That is correct.
Just a 13.
Just a 13 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Good question. Does that hit? A 13 will not hit. It actually bounces off his thick hide.
This is not good.
But that does get his attention, and so for this round, he does slow, and he's got Agnetha over one shoulder. He kind of turns at the waist, and he hollers out, "Leave Elon alone!" And with that, he reaches into one of his pouches.
And can she yell back, "Then drop my buddy"?
Oh yeah, you can absolutely yell up.
Yeah. Since I'm not hidden anyway.
Okay, so what distance are you keeping?
Well, I can. Let's see. He ran 40. I would stay within. I mean, it depends how much cover there is, how close I would have had to get. But if I see that he runs that fast, I would try not to be within run and hit me distance.
Yeah. He's moving. Even though he's extremely large, with long legs, he still is only moving what you would imagine, a standard medium-sized creature, a human, would move at.
Okay. So then let's say I'm 40 feet away.
Okay, perfect. So he reaches into his pouch, chucks a rock up, and then you kind of like grabs it with his third arm that's like coming off of his chest, and then reaches in and grabs another one, and he will let those fly in your direction. Oh, this is going to hurt a little. Does a 19 hit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, so two extremely large rocks, probably, like half the size of your torso, comes flying in your direction.
Oh, man.
And you are definitely going to have to do some shucking and jiving as they hone in on your location.
My eyes get real wide.
You're gonna be like, I need a raise.
Yeah.
All right, so that is, well, it could have been worse. 28 points of damage.
Okay, can I use Uncanny Dodge to cut that in half since I see the guy that's attacking me?
So Knock off 7, so it would be from 1 attack, right?
Sure.
I believe
So I already forgot. So it was 20?
it
It was
was
27 and now it's 20? What was
it was 28, and we're gonna say I'm just gonna, because I rolled all the damage at once, so I'll just split.
Oh, I
It.
see.
Half of 1 will be 7, and then a 14 will be 21.
So 21 down. Ow. Ow.
Yeah, you're pretty sure. Like the thing that probably saved your life was both of the rocks came at you, and they both kind of like hit each other before hitting you. So it was like a glancing blow.
Well, that's positive.
Yeah. And then he keeps on running.
Well then, I can't. I have no idea how tough trolls are, but he didn't drop Agnatha.
He didn't.
So I guess I'll chase him, and this time I'll use my bonus action to hide, which means I am now 60 feet away.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna try and hit him with sneak attack.
Okay.
Oh wait, first I'm gonna hide, which is a 21.
Oh yeah, so you're hitting.
And now I'm gonna hit 25 to hit for 25 damage.
Okay, so yeah, that sinks, sinks right into one of his buttocks, really deep. Kind of does like a hopping and skip run.
And I'll yell, "I said drop her!"
No, me keep, me find, me keep.
No.
Elog's pride. So in order to stay hidden, you're going to have to either slow down.
Right. Well, I just attacked, so I'm no longer hidden anyway.
Oh, well, that's true. Because yeah,
I'd like to take advantage of that theory, but I don't know how that's going to go.
So he moves 30 feet away, and then again, he's going to throw some rocks at you, but he's a little less accurate now. So 1, is way over your head.
Excellent.
Which it does hearten you a little bit in the sense that it didn't hit you, but a little less so in the fact of how far he threw it. And does a 17 hit?
Yes.
All right. So are you going to uncanny dodge? That is 18.
I can't remember if that's once per turn or once per short rest.
I believe it's your reaction.
Okay, I'm good with that then.
It's your reaction to do it, so you can essentially do it
Yeah.
on the turn.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, so 18 will then become 9.
Oh, this isn't good. I don't think I can stop this guy. Oh, this is not good. All right.
Although on the plus side, he is making quite the ruckus going through. He's not exactly, like, you can see he's leaving deep footprints in the ground.
All right. I obviously can't toe to toe with this guy. I could be like, "Oh, you got me!" Ugh. And I'll drop back down into the bushes and be real quiet.
Okay, so
and then my goal is to just figure out where he's taking her, and then hopefully I can either swipe her back, or I don't know.
So okay, so he travels for like another hour.
Oh man!
And he gets to a section where he just kind of like stops and starts looking around, and he then basically goes over to like the side of a hillock and starts moving away like brush that you thought was just part of the landscape, and you can see that he uncovers a cave, and then he he starts pulling the stuff back after him to cover it back up. And then, the last thing you see before he kind of like vanishes behind his screen is him go, "Ow!" And he pulls your arrows out and throws them on the ground, just inside of his cave.
Well, at least it hurt. But I gotta have to get help. I don't think I can whittle this guy down by myself, and I can't follow him into a cave. But at least I know where the cave is.
You do know where the cave is.
So of course, do I have any idea where I am in relation to getting back to town or to Kenna? That's the problem.
Yeah, I would say you're able to backtrack. Well, for one, it's easy to backtrack to where you guys first encountered the monster. Like you can literally just find places where
Because he's been slamming through the bushes and stuff. And okay,
yes,
easy is good.
yeah. So that part is no problem whatsoever.
All right, so I get back there. I'll pick up the glaive. Oh God, this thing is heavy. And whatever else, because I can't just leave it here in the woods. And then I look around to try and figure out how to get back to town.
Okay, so you have to think about it a little bit, and then you kind of like you're able to orient yourself and find your way back to town. You don't end up hopelessly lost in the woods. But there's a couple times
Which is amazing. Okay, yeah, because as wood elves go, Deneen really doesn't. This is kind of not her scene. Like, it was a little odd of her to even come out here, and she's definitely regretting it. So she's muttering as she hacks her way back.
Yeah, so you basically end up, you're outside the town. The town guards are kind of looking at you like, what happened to you? Because you got like twigs in your hair and leaves stuck to you.
And I've been clobbered to within half an inch of my life. Yeah, little things like that.
Ma'am, are you all right?
I've been better. My associate was kidnapped by a troll. Could you direct me to that section of town where all the halflings were hanging out?
Sure. And he gives you directions real quick. And the thing about Gryphongaffe is there's like all this open space, just inside the walls. And then like it's almost like someone plopped down a town in the middle. And so then the walls are very new in comparison to everything else. So clearly they're expecting expansion.
Cool. Excellent. Well, then I will head over there to try and find Kenna.
Kenna is probably still sitting in the Bardo working on like a business plan.
She's writing up the bathhouse business plan.
Right. Exactly how many soaps we need and how
like where to get herbs and like bath salts and heat water is an important thing.
Right. What degree of loft will the towels have? Yes, all very important.
How many threads?
Yes.
1,000 elven thread count sheets and towels.
So, is this place all halfling size, just for reference?
The town is not. The town is kind of a mix, mostly human.
No, I mean this section where Kenna is.
They're actually like full-size wagons.
Okay.
That they use because for them it's even better. They're like RVs.
Okay, perfect. Well, then Deneen will ask around until she finally finds Kenna. She looks she's got like leaves sticking out of her hair. She's kind of frazzled and has Agnetha's glaive over her shoulder and an extra pack.
Yeah,
when says, "Yep."
When you ask around, the directions that you're given are they're like, wait, stop, listen, do you hear that? And there's just like kind of like this low rumbling sound that you hear, and they're like, just follow that.
Okay, thank you.
So when you do, you find there's an ogre sleeping under one of the wagons, snoring away.
Yes, I remember him.
It's like white noise for halflings.
I guess that's the right wagon then. Well, I don't want to wake him up, but I do want to get her attention. So I'll make my way to the opening of this wagon.
Yeah, the door's not locked. I'm awake.
Okay, and I'll knock on the side of the wagon. Kenna.
Come in.
Kenna.
Come in.
It's Deneen. Yeah.
It's open.
She comes in. Not all the way because she's got this giant glaive and can't fit it in here. So, Agnetha, there's a minor incident. Might have been kidnapped by a troll. didn't really go well. I tried to stop him.
I shut my notebook. I stand up. I walk over to you.
I shot him a lot, but you know, trolls.
Are you hurt?
Somewhat. I'm pretty hurt. But I can do
Okay.
something about that. If I should do something about that myself, shouldn't I?
If you want to, I mean, Agnetha might be hurt, and it might be better to save the healing for when we find her.
That's true. If we play this right, I won't get hurt any more than I am already.
That's true. Okay, so what happened?
So we were out there, and she was just getting ready to chill.
Right.
And this troll just showed up, and it pretty much immediately clobbered her and knocked her out and scooped her up.
Right.
I told him, I said, hey, drop that. And he wouldn't. He says it's his prize. And I tried chasing him and shooting at him. No luck there. I mean, I hit him, but troll. And he took her through the woods to like a cave that's behind some brush, which should be pretty easy to find because there's a troll-sized crashing path through the woods that leads us straight to it.
Well, do you have flammable ammunition?
No. I have she thinks about what her spells can do.
I'm gonna grab some like a sheet or something, like an old sheet or some dish towels, right? And start tearing them into strips and passing them off to you. And I'm like, we'll soak these in oil. You should be able to light them on fire. A troll is vulnerable to fire attacks.
Ah, that'll help.
So,
Mm-hmm.
all right. And I'm like trying really hard not to panic because there's no sense in panicking, but like she's obviously a little bit frazzed at the idea of Agnetha being missing. Okay. So what do you think?
I really did try and stop him, but
I believe you.
with
You
great prejudice.
obviously took some hits.
Yeah, the rocks were this big. It wasn't good.
Wow. No. If it's that tough, then I suppose it's probably a better idea to go quiet, at least at first. All right.
So, I mean, hopefully he's not already eating her or something.
Okay, we're going now, and I start walking.
I mean, I can shoot in a pinch. I can pull out my rapier and use that, but then that means I'm going toe to toe.
No, that's
in a
probably
cave,
not the best
though.
idea. We can sneak in. I know how quiet you are, but if you need to be invisible, we can arrange that. That shouldn't be a problem.
Can we like trick him with an illusion or something?
If we had Defexis, we could.
Let's see.
Still don't know where she is. It's not really my shtick.
I could cause a little earthquake. Just a little one. That might make him come out from underground.
I think we're gonna have to go in.
I
know you don't want to hear that. I know enclosed spaces probably aren't your favorite thing.
Not for fighting. No, not so much.
Okay. Just do your thing and make sure it doesn't see you, and we'll be fine. Like, we'll be okay. But we need to make sure she's okay. That's top of the order.
Well, should I sneak in? So I assume at this point we're like heading in the right direction. How about if I sneak in there just to sort of get the lay of what's going on in there, and then I come back and tell you?
All right. Do you know any bird calls or anything that you can use as like a high sign if you need help?
Oh, sure. I could do that. We'll see how poorly I roll on nature when I attempt this.
Oh, good. Okay. So Kenna's like grabbing some of your arrows without asking and tying oiled like cloth around them as we go so that you'll have them ready, because I, the player, know that's not a troll, but Kenna doesn't know that.
Danine's totally convinced it's a troll.
Sounds good. So, are you guys going to take a short rest at all, or you just going to go right in?
I mean, it depends if she's going to get eaten. We haven't used any magic or anything today. I mean, the short rest would be great for healing, but...
Did you not heal yourself?
I can.
I have plenty of slots for healing. I got new spell slots this level, so...
All right, I'm going to... Oh, well, but I want to save one for my... No, I want to save... Okay, if I'm going to do an earthquake and a blessing, I can't cast any healing.
Okay, well then I'll heal you. It's not a problem. How bad is it?
It's pretty bad.
Like, how many D8 would you say you need? Am I allowed to ask that? Is that too meta?
that is fine. No, the funniest meme I saw...
I'm 30 points down.
The funniest meme I saw was, tell me how you feel on a scale to 1 to 73.
See, that's why in my game we decided that like when paladins use lay on hands, for example, that they can actually tell how hurt you are because they have to decide how many points to dump into you.
I will go ahead and use a 4th level healings, like cure wounds at 4th level. That's plus 1d8 per additional slot, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 d8 plus 4.
Ooh, that sounds lovely. I would hate to sit here and rest and then he decides he wants a snack.
Yeah, no, it's better not to wait.
That is true. You never know when trolls are going to get hungry. All right, so you guys find yourself outside the cave.
All right, and I'm going to sneak the hell in there. Let's see how... Oh, wait. So how many points was that? I missed it. Am I supposed to roll it? Or did she?
Oh, do you want me to roll it? Because usually I just tell Sam and she does.
Oh, okay. I can roll it. But how much was it?
That was 5d8 plus 4. I think.
26.
No, it might be 4d8. Hold on.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Oh, I feel so much better. Thank you. All right. So now that I'm not, smelling of bludgeoned out blood, it'll make it easier to hide, I hope. So I get to this cave and there's the brush there. And I'm going to sneak in there to try and figure out what's going on. But you know what? Denise must be really nervous because she gets an 11 on stealth.
11 total, huh?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's really... Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Okay, so you're sneaking in and you're just inside the cave with your dark vision. You can see easy enough, but deeper in you see the shadows of a fire playing across the walls. It's pretty big in here, and it's almost been kind of like rounded out, with the bottom being flat. And you could probably walk down the center of the passage with your arms out at either side, and your fingertips would still not touch.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so you're creeping along.
Right.
You can see that further down, the passageway widens out, and you're guessing into some chamber or another. You can see it's probably from where you are now, close to 75 feet away. There's a wall with firelight playing across it. It's not so much that you can see particularly well everything. But you can see that wall pretty well because you can see the light being cast out on it, and the shadow. And the shadow, you're pretty sure it's the creature, and it looks like he's kind of like dancing around, like the shadow is, and you can see that there's something. It's holding something as it moves, and it appears to be singing to itself, poorly. What languages do you speak?
I speak Common, really bad Elvish, and Thieves' Cant. So no.
So in a deep rumbling guttural tongue, but you would guess that it's singing because of the pattern. And
Okay.
then you're kind of distracted by this, and when you kick a rock, and it goes clattering down the passageway, and the dancing stops and the singing stops, and you hear the creature speak, and this time in really bad broken common. What be that, bride? And then you see the first thing you see is Agneth's like limp form, kind of dangling from one of its meaty paws, and then one hand and then the other one come around the corner as it kind of like peeks around. So you can make another stealth check to see if it spots you or not.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna slink way back, and thankfully she had her act together this time. She gets a 24. So
Okay,
she's in the darkness.
So seeing the creature clearly is steeled Denine's nerves and refocused her efforts, and the creature's like peering down the tunnel, looking, and then again clearly talking to Agnetha in that really bad broken common. What you think? You see? And he's kind of like shaking her around. Like it almost looks like he's trying to be gentle, but not really.
Right.
And he's like, I don't know. And then he takes her and sets her down easily and leans her up against the side of the tunnel. And he does start lumbering down the tunnel towards you. And he's got like his, he keeps putting his hands on the sides of the tunnel, and he's a little hunched forward. And even that third arm that's attached to the center of his chest will shoot up and touch the ceiling every now and again as he moves towards your position.
I'm gonna back the hell out of here and get to Kenna.
Okay, so you back up and you slip.
Oh
out.
yeah. I'm taking advantage of my.
No, he pulls the screen back aside. Yeah, you're still hidden.
So
I'm not,
and I'm assuming as soon as Deneen gets out here, she's gonna like grab Kenna and try to make her way around the side of this thing, so we're out of easy vision.
Okay.
What?
He's coming. But he didn't see me. I don't think he saw me.
So give me a stealth check, Kenna.
Okay.
Can I bless us first because this guy's coming? Because that would probably help the stealth check too.
15.
I will allow you to do that.
All right. Excellent.
So you can roll a d4 as well, Kenna.
16.
Okay. So all right. So so the creature pushes aside the screen loud and clumsily, and he kind of rumbles to himself. He switched back to that other language you heard him singing in. Kenna, what languages do you speak?
Common, Halfling, Sylvan from the Pixie Pouch, Dwarven, Elven, and Deep Speech.
Okay, so the language that he's speaking in does kind of remind you of Dwarven a little bit, but it's definitely a different language than that. It's even harsher than the way the dwarves speak. And so he's kind of like gets down low and he's looking around and sniffing the air. And then he decides that nothing is out here. He must have heard something. And he goes back into the back into the cave, pulls the screen back, and then you hear him, switch the common, and it sounds like he's trying to talk low, but he's not very good at it. So you hear him rumble in common. "It's okay, wife. It's okay."
So did he just say what I think he just.
She's still unconscious. He's like hauling her around like a doll and dancing. It looks like he's alone though. That just I mean.
That is incredibly creepy.
Do we try to snow job this guy, or do we try and kill him, or something else?
Okay, here's the thing. You said he was really tough, right? Do you think we could take him?
I mean, I hit him with a couple of arrows, but it didn't. And I really hit him, and it didn't even slow him down. Like he snapped it off. Like, how injured did he look to me? Did I have any sense of that?
He looked like he had a lot of fight left in him, I would say.
Yeah, he seems really tough. I can do stuff. I can make the ground rumble. I can make my voice boom.
Right. And then there's the fact that if we go at him directly, he might hurt Agnetha. He might not even mean to, but he might do it.
Well, he's like slinging her around like a doll. She might be getting hurt already.
That's true, but if he starts getting into fight mode and starts getting rougher with her.
Should we wait for him to fall asleep? If he thinks they're married, he probably won't kill her.
No. We are not going to wait for that to happen.
So, yeah.
Janine. Okay. Hold on. We've got this. We just need to get him to let her go and lure him somewhere else, and then we can kill him. Well, let me see if this thing will work. I don't know how relevant it is what he's saying, but I do know how to cast tongues.
Would it be any different from what he's been muttering in common, I wonder? If it helps, the whole inside of this hill seems like it's kind of hollow, and there's a big wide passageway into the hill. And there's a fire. I could at least try and intimidate him with my special effects. How about it?
Well, what do you think will happen when you do that?
I could go in there. I can rumble the ground. I can have big, scary voices. I can make the fire flicker.
If the place is haunted or going to collapse, he's going to take her with him, and then we're back where we started.
But unless it's we demand a sacrifice of the girl, bring her outside and give her unto the spirits. We demand your bride as sacrifice.
Okay, here. I will cast tongues on you so that you can say it in his language.
I like it. All right. So I am now betongued.
All right. So what's the plan?
So I'm going to sneak back in there so that he can't see me. And since most of the place is pretty dark, other than the shadows that are on the sidewall, I'm not going to stay in the tunnel because he could very well walk through the tunnel. So I'm going to try and go in there and then to the side.
Okay.
Before I start this little routine.
Okay. You guys can each have inspiration for coming up with the plan.
Ooh. I like it. All right.
I always forget to give out inspiration. And since we're playing virtually, I can't throw coins at you guys the way I normally do in our in-person games.
Excellent. So Deneen slinks back in there, even stealthier than before, with a 27.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, he absolutely does not know you're there.
So what I'm going to be basically, I'll just give you the summary and you decide what to do and what to roll for you or whatever. I'm going to use thaumaturgy to manifest sign of supernatural power. And I want to make the fire flicker and dim. And then the rumbling starts as my second effect from thaumaturgy. And then the third effect will be using tongues, telling him, You have wronged the ancient spirits by bringing this woman into our place. Now you must give her up as sacrifice. Bring her from the cave or we will collapse it upon you. Leave her outside and you can remain here in peace. And I'm basically trying to intimidate him.
Okay, so make an intimidate check. Let's see how convincing you are.
Oh, and then I've got.
You can roll with advantage for all the extra.
And then I got my 1d4, right? Can I apply it to this? I don't know.
I believe is it ability checks?
No, it's attacks and saves, so no.
Okay.
Never mind. Never mind. I get a 17.
Okay, 17 to intimidate.
Yeah, with all these special effects. But that was my
Dave,
advantage.
can I make a background note? While she's doing this, I want to take a rope and tie it like to one side of the cavern entrance and then hold it on the other side so that I can like pull it taut and trip him if it looks like he's not doing what we want him to.
Okay, you can absolutely do that.
Awesome.
So you set that up, and why spirits bother Elag now? Elag find bride. Elag happy, nice home.
Elag is welcome here. The woman is not. She is suffused with evil. She must not be in our home with us and Elag.
Evil? What is evil?
That which displeases us. And then I do the shaking again.
Then he kind of looks.
The earthquake.
He looks up and kind of holds all three arms up over his head, trying to ward off the ceiling.
And I'll make the fire turn green.
No drop ceiling on Elag. No drop ceiling on Elag's bride.
Home is for Elag only.
So he scoops her up and he's kind of looks ruefully at the ceiling and at the fire as if they both betrayed him. And then he wanders outside the cave, cradling Agatha Armbreaker in two of his arms. It okay, bride. It okay. Elag will take care of you. We find a new home.
Thought that was gonna happen. Does he say this before or after he gets out of the cave?
Oh, after he gets out, because he considers himself quite clever and he doesn't want the cave to fall on him. And he turns around and shakes the fist of his third arm that grows out of his chest at the cave. Stupid home.
Do I hear this echoing through the cave?
Oh yeah, he's not quiet.
Okay. So well, if he's staying out there, I've got to follow him out because now he's out there with Kenna.
And Kenna, you can see you're hidden, and you see him kind of like looking around, trying to figure out what to do. Yeah, he's holding Agatha in two of his arms and scratching his head. He looks a little lost and confused.
I'm gonna run out and start saying, "What are you doing with my mom?"
In common?
Yeah.
Mom? Elag's bride, mom?
That's my mother. And I point and I do my best impression of a child because I doubt he knows the difference.
His third arm shoots up and slaps himself in the face, and he has this like surprised look on his face, and his jaw drops. Elag bride mother, Elag father.
Get him to pay child support. So while he's amazed by all this, I'm going to slip out of the cave and off to the side behind the bushes he was using to hide the entrance.
He kind of like leans forward and he's looking at Kenna.
And I like put on this scared face and kind of take a slight step back and do my best to look intimidated. It's not hard.
I no roll required, I don't think. So he's kind of squinting and looking at you. You look like Elag.
No, but you're not my dad.
Elag bride mother, Elag father.
No. No, my dad is back at the town. Wait, why did you take my mommy away?
Tell him she's already married.
She's already married to somebody else.
Oh, I know. Elag married tonight.
No. You can't marry someone that's already married. That's
Oh,
against the law.
No Mormonism. He tries to scoop you up with his third arm.
I let him do this.
Oh, you're gonna let him? Okay. So you're like kind of like standing in his palm now, and he's looking at you. Me no care if your stupid other father.
But we miss her. We need her at home.
Then you come with Eli.
Why? I like my home. She likes home.
We will find a new home.
Do you want to make her sad?
She's very happy. Look at her. She's like drooling.
she's asleep.
She'll wake up soon. She's tired.
I am buying you time, Deneen. Set something up.
I'm like at a loss. I mean, she could start shooting him again.
Elag, save your mother.
Save her from what?
Crazy elf with bow.
Can
Deneen tries not to laugh.
I want a hug. Can I hug her over there for a second? I just want to make sure she's okay.
Okay.
She could be hurt.
She's not hurt. Look at her. She's fine.
But,
Ruffles her hair.
but
He sets her down next to a tree.
And I sit with her next to the tree. And I'm gonna check her for injuries and stuff, but I'm also like keeping an eye out of the corner of my eye to see if he moves far enough away for Deneen to do her thing.
I know we shouldn't, but technically we could wake her up. Let's see. I mean, I'm out of her.
It is possible that she's just that baked. I mean, the stuff she took was from Lala Midge.
That's true. That's true. And who knows what it actually was. So
I'm pretty sure I know what it actually was, but it was definitely stronger than normal.
Okay.
She's been doing this for years.
Oh yeah, that's right. She stole the stash.
So let's fire up thaumaturgy again, since I'm still hidden, and then the evil voices, the voices of the spirits from beyond, once again shake the ground and say, "Elag must come back to his home now."
Level 3 invisibility for myself and Agnetha.
Ooh, that's a good. While I'm distracting him.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay, so he turns back to the cave, to the home, and he makes 3 rude gestures, all at once.
Spirits will never sleep until Elag returns to home. Spirits will follow you.
Spirit's stupid. Elag never go in cave again. You not drop roof on Elag. Elag's smart.
Earth will swallow you up, and then shake the ground around him.
So he reaches into his satchel and starts pelting the cave with rocks in retaliation. Kenna, what are you doing while this is going on? You've already cast yourself.
You're dragging Agnetha away from here.
You cannot kill spirits so far from heart of cave. Foolish Elag. Spirits can only be killed in back of cave.
So
forget we said that. No, spirits definitely not vulnerable at far back of cave.
Make a deception check with advantage.
19.
Okay, so Elag basically upends a couple small trees and brings them with him to the back of the cave and starts bashing on it.
And I'll cast with thaumaturgy into the cage. Ouch! No! We are still strong though. Ouch! And then I'll look around for, they're invisible, but I probably see drag marks or something.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to cover those up. He's not that smart, but you are.
And I'm gonna I'm gonna try. I'm gonna help grab Agnetha and get us out of here.
That was brilliant.
So you guys do that, and after basically a minute or so of you just hear a whack 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 as you just hear him clubbing away at the hillock with these trees, and then all of a sudden you hear a roar as he must have realized that he's been tricked, or that at least that his bride is not there anymore.
Well, meanwhile, two invisible people and a very stealthy person are getting away.
So you guys are able to drag Agnetha back to the town to safety.
Okay. Now here's the question.
I was drawing a blank there. I'm sorry, Kenna. That was good stalling. Thank you.
Well, we got it.
Yes. Wouldn't it
We
have
got
been
it. Great
ironic?
minds, friend.
Wouldn't it have been ironic if he attacked the cave so hard that it really did fall on him?
That would have been hilarious. Unfortunately, that did not happen, and now we have to decide whether or not we want to leave that loose end.
How far is it from the town? Like, would the town be in danger from this?
Well, it was like an hour. You had tracked him for an hour after he came upon you guys. So,
okay. So he's way out there.
It's not real far, but it's also not right next door. And the town is also walled.
See, here's the thing, right? If he did it to Agnetha, he'd do it to somebody else too. Like, there's no guarantee he's not going to do this again.
Well, we could put logs in the opening of his cave, set them on fire, leave an opening, and I keep shooting through the opening until he stops hollering. I don't think we can convince him to stop doing this. So,
we're not going to convince him to stop doing this. I'm saying we should probably end him.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. So, but I can't toe-to-toe with him. So
we'll have to get tricky.
Yeah. And I'm not really good at dragging logs, so that's a terrible idea. And Agnetha's not
a character note. You get your sneak attack whenever you have advantage, right?
Correct. So if I'm hidden or there's a capable ally next to my target. Or he has...
so I'm going to have to tank this, or I could just give you greater invisibility.
Ooh. That's always fun.
Tank it.
I don't know if I can do that. I'm pretty tiny and pretty squishy. Yeah, it's concentration, so I can only do it to one of us, but you would have advantage and
all right. So I'd need to have a lantern already so that I can stick arrows in it and light them.
Oh yeah, we got those all over the camp.
Right. So then because I don't usually carry a lantern. And then the lantern would be invisible with me. The arrows, he would only see them when I shoot, and then I could move and hide again. So, I mean, I'd be invisible also, but I think that could work.
All right. I just need to figure out a way to keep his attention and not get hit.
Well, if he doesn't know you're there, it doesn't matter, right? You don't have to stay within a certain range of me, correct?
No, I do have to concentrate, and it's only up to a minute.
So let's hide you. Oh, it's a minute. So let's hide you, and then I'll just start shooting the mofo.
I've got to do something. When he hit you, it was with rocks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm pretty good at dodging, and it still hit me really hard.
If he thinks I'm the one hitting him, he's not going to be looking for you. And if things get really bad, I'll book it.
So do you want to have a bow and arrow? Yeah, but all he has to do is throw one rock at you, and then the invisibility's gone.
I'm not going to be invisible.
Yeah, but then
and it's greater invisibility, so no. Oh yeah, because concentration.
Yeah, like don't get his attention. he's going to be out there trying to get somebody regardless if somebody's shooting him.
Right.
And if he goes back in there, I can follow him and shoot him. So, and I can go as fast as him or a little faster. So I think I can keep away from him.
I'll start setting up tripwires and stuff in the woods while you're fighting, and that way if he tries to leave, then he might trip, and you'll know to look out for them, so you won't.
Okay. I'll come help you with that then. And that way I'll know where they are.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, in that case, if you need help, I'll be there. I'll see it. I'll come in and start slashing. Oh, I can give you bardic inspiration. I don't think that breaks concentration, does it?
No, it does not.
Okay, cool. Cool. We'll support this piece. Let's do this.
All right. Okay.
One of the cool things we learned when we were doing our barbarian build, you can be a barbarian raging and giving inspiration.
Nice. All right. So I'm just going to basically kite this guy.
Okay.
And see how it goes.
So when you guys get back to the hillock, what's left of it, he's actually smashed most of it into the ground. And even in the little bit of time you were there, you could see that like the trees that he was using to batter the ground with, he was hitting much harder than even when he was throwing the rocks.
Yeah, we don't want his attention.
No, but we got this.
And you know, as you kind of sneak up with him, you realize he's sleeping. In the pile that he just like beat into the ground.
Could you just shoot him in the eyeball? Get one in his brain.
And give me a perception check.
21.
Oh yeah, easily. You see, you know, what's left of the moonlight for the evening, just glint off the dampness on his cheeks as he's laying there.
Oh,
in a pile of rubble.
Oh,
that is too bad.
Yeah, this guy is nuts.
Any commoner that any normal person that he grabbed like that would get hurt just from him slamming them around.
That's true. You're absolutely right. We need to do this.
Luckily, she's durable. Luckily, she's durable.
So your first attack.
If he had listened to the spirits, this wouldn't be necessary.
Right. Why couldn't I have had my conscience taken by those witches?
All right. So I'm gonna. So let's see. You've set up tripwires. I'm gonna end up invisible.
I guess in a tree.
I guess I'll bless myself again for good measure, and you. I'll help you hide.
So your first round attack is an auto hit because he's sleeping.
All right.
Just roll with advantage just to see if you crit or not.
23, not a crit.
Okay.
Hey, wait a minute. Why is that? Oh, I didn't use my sneak attack damage. All right, that's more like it. It's 19 to hit. I mean,
damage.
19 damage.
Okay.
And it's on fire. I don't know if that matters. You don't have to give me extra damage for that, because otherwise we'd be using it all the time. But it's the oil.
Because we think this thing's a troll. I don't know if I still think it's a troll, but
you can roll an extra d6 for the damage. I mean, normally it's not really easy to use flaming arrows all the time, so.
Okay, let's see. Well, then I definitely need my advantage. Let's see. +1. Okay. And now I've got it built into my attack, plus another 4. So now it's in my attack, just temporarily.
Okay. So with that, he comes awake with a roar, slapping at the arrow, the flaming arrow, putting it out, and you know, at the same time snapping off your arrow. You won't be retrieving that one, that's for sure.
No.
And he kind of lumbers to his feet. Who did that? Spirits come back. Ula, kill spirits again.
And obviously, Deneen doesn't want to give away her position in any way, and she's using her actions to attack. So she'll do attack and then move. She's still invisible, but she really just wants to make sure he doesn't see her. So she'll just keep shooting at the guy and keep moving around this clearing so that he doesn't spot her easily from the arrows.
Okay, so make your attack roll advantage.
19 hit for 26 damage.
Okay. Ow! Stop that.
And just
So give me a stealth check to move quietly, but you have advantage on that check.
sure. 28.
Okay, so easily he throws a volley of rocks he picks up from the rubble where you were standing when you fired from.
Yep.
And then he begins to move away from you and from the direction of the arrows, and he's trying to like cower behind trees to the best of his ability.
Does he happen to be blundering into any of these traps?
Let's see. Give me a D20 roll and just let me know what you get.
17.
17. He actually does.
Okay. I thought I was the one that set the traps.
It was just to see if he went in the direction of the traps.
I could have let her roll it then. But
That's fine. You succeeded. We'll go with that.
So I was basically just doing like a 25% chance that he would move in the direction of the actual traps. So with that, he's going to make a dex check versus Kenna's dex check for setting the traps to see.
That was a nat 1, but I'm a halfling, so
It's good to be
excellent.
little.
17.
Woohoo!
Okay, so you guys actually tied, but since you have the higher stat, I'm going to say you win, and he falls prone, tripping over the tripwire. He totally 3-arm windmill before he goes over. Thud.
Cool. How hurt does he look?
A little beat up, but he's still doing okay, I would say.
Okay, I'm still gonna hold then, but I just do want it on record that I'm like wherever I am in this lineup, I'm giving her inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah, excellent.
And she's a Bard of Valor, so you can use that for your armor class or to damage or to hit.
Ooh, that sounds like it would be fun on damage then. It's D8 you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Right.
so you're up now, Deneen, but he's down, so you're gonna have disadvantage if you shoot at him while he's down.
Yep. So it would be canceled out because I have advantage.
Yeah.
But then I don't get my sneak attack because I don't have advantage. Unless I can reapply advantage by hiding. Does it work that way? I'm not sure.
Not really.
Oh well.
You can always you can either take a shot or hold your action.
If you have a capable ally in range, though, you get advantage.
Yeah, but you'd have to be distracting him, which means he'd probably have to know. Oh, but I do have a capable ally in range. It doesn't say you technically distracting him.
Yeah,
but,
she would have to
has a good. But then he could easily notice you.
She would have to be
stealthy enough. So I'm just gonna wait for him to get up, and then I'm gonna shoot him right.
Well, I do have agency here, and I kind of want to be in this fight.
Yes, go for it then. Do whatever you want. I'm not objecting. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know, but it would also be kind of stupid to do it. I just am kind of frustrated because I want to like do something. But it's better to wait. Like, wait until he's a little bit further down before we pull out the big guns, because he's going to get desperate when he gets further down there, and when he looks really beaten up, then I'll come in and help.
Plus, our minute is going to run out sooner or later, unfortunately.
All right, so you hold off. So this is So for the invisibility, he was sleeping. Got around. So this.
Wait, he's sleeping?
He was sleeping. I'm counting.
Oh, okay, got it.
So so this will be round 4 as he gets up. He has to use half his movement just to get up. And now you can zing him if you like as he tries to move away. He's trying to thread through trees.
Net 20.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Excellent, which means I'm going to use the 1d8. Which means I roll 2d8 because it's a crit. So that's 25 damage and 19 damage and 8 damage.
Okay. 25, 19, so 27, 52, 60? Now he looks pretty hurt.
Okay.
Good.
In comparison.
Do we even have an initiative order here? Or are we just...
Yeah, are we just taking turns?
I think you're just kind of taking turns because it doesn't nearly matter as much because...
Well, he went, I shot, so now it's Kenna's turn.
Yes, that would be accurate.
Well, if he's looking pretty hurt now, then I want to, like, drop on him and stab him with my short sword knife.
Okay, make a stealth check to see if you can stay hidden up until when you strike.
Okay. That is... 13 because I get the bardic thing.
Okay, so yes, you're able to slip under his guard unnoticed, so you can attack with advantage.
Sweet. $22 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
Deneen is impressed.
Ah, no. Stay on the thing. 9 damage.
All right, so you come in and slash at his shin, and ow! And he looks down at you. You can take your second attack.
$23.
That hits. Yeah, but can you wash it out?
Only 4 damage.
Okay, and so you're able to double slash in and out, crisscrossing on his shin. He's kind of hopping around on one foot, yelling, but he's also brandishing clubs at this point. You're up, Deneen.
All right. Well, this makes life even easier because now there's an ally engaged. 17 to hit.
That will hit.
For 35 damage.
Ow. Okay, so you finish him off. Describe it.
So it is say, I'll say the spirits have spoken, and I'll shoot the guy, and the arrow goes zipping through and right through his neck.
And and the last thing he sees is as the arrow clears through his neck, and he kind of like topples forward, and his dead eyes are looking up right in your face, Kenna, as he falls right in front of you. You have to kind of like skitter outside to have him not squish you.
Okay, I'm gonna close his eyes and I'm gonna dig a grave for him and bury him because he needed to die, but he doesn't need to die disgracefully.
We could put him in what's left of the hill. There's some nice disturbed earth here.
We could stone him in there like a cairn, yeah.
I don't think even the two of you would be able to move him. He's so massive.
We could get. Wait, hold on.
We can let's just pile clods of dirt up on him. He broke up this hill so much. We could do that much.
We could. I'm thinking scientifically here, right? So.
Thanks, boy.
We have rope. We could probably find some like roundish branches or something and like roll him back to the cave on those.
Well, didn't he collapse it?
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get some rocks and build a cairn around him then. I'm sure in that rubble there's something we can move.
Oh yeah, there's definitely stuff you can move without a problem. Just moving him wholesale would be too much.
And I'm definitely not going to cut him apart because that's problematic in its own way. So yeah, just build the cairn over him where he is right now.
All right, so you guys work into the morning, through the night and into the morning, building this cairn. So now there's basically another hillock, but this time made of this creature, this troll, if you would.
And as we're doing this, Denine's not going to complain about the work because hey, Kenna's the boss. But also, he was, he was an idiot, but like he was an overly dangerous idiot.
Yeah.
And difficult to convince. I mean,
it's just, this was one of those cases where maybe he wasn't entirely responsible, but at the same time, that means he wasn't going to get any better.
Well, and he thinks nothing of knocking people out and kidnapping them. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so the real question is, who is going to inform Agnetha of the fate of her husband?
I'll write a song about it.
Well, I'm assuming that they didn't consummate the marriage, so I'm not sure it counts.
Yeah. In 53 states, that doesn't count.
Well, at this point, Denine's completely tired, and she just says, I'm glad that worked. I really am glad that worked.
Let's go home and get you to bed, and we'll
a long night.
Talk about this in the morning.
So you guys go retrieve Agnetha and drag her back. Between the two of you, she's pretty burly for a lady. She's kind of jacked, and as you're making your way up the road to the city gates, to the town gates, they're in the middle of changing watch when one of the young watchmen asks what has happened and how may he be of service.
There was a troll thing. We took care of it. We just need to get inside and go to bed.
Yeah, I'm the lady that came through here earlier, half clobbered to death by said troll, but it's gone.
You really shouldn't go wandering in the woods at night. It's really dangerous.
Well, we had to rescue our friend here.
I see that. She's lucky to have such good friends.
Money talks.
And who's alone anyway? There's 3 of us here.
Well, that's true, but the woods are still dangerous. Well, as you already know.
We will take that under advisement, good sir. Thank you for that advice.
I mutter under my breath, not as dangerous as we are, and keep moving.
Yeah, so you guys kind of drag Agnetha back in the town with that. So with the whisper of guardsmen to your back as you go, they've already begun gossiping.
And I'm like muttering about nosy Sixers and.
Which is really funny that Ken is muttering about that, but.
Yeah, yeah, it really is. Like, the irony isn't lost on me, but it is on her.
So with that, you guys find yourself back at the compound for the halflings, and Lala Midge is there, looking unapprovingly as you guys kind of wander into the compound. With her leaning on her cane with one hand, other hand on her hip.
I don't know what happens to. I assume she means the fact that Agnetha is beat up and immediately start making excuses for why she's in this condition.
Just go take care of her, child, already. And staying out to all hours of the night.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Very sorry.
You're never going to live to be an old halfling like me.
I'm fine. I didn't get hurt.
Yes, she didn't. She's the one that didn't get hurt. All good.
Well, what about you, young lady? You must have people that care about you as well.
Well, doesn't everybody? Most people, anyway.
You
Sometimes.
young people nowadays, just go get washed up and rest.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll have Troll bring around a tub.
Ooh.
And within the hour, she's good to her word, and Troll brings around the tub, and it's full already.
Excellent.
Yes. Bath.
And then he basically begins like tying up a line, from the Vardo, and then to some sticks, and almost looks like a makeshift clothesline, but he kind of makes like a big curtained area for you guys to kind of wash up and relax in privacy.
Thanks, Troll. That was very thoughtful.
Definitely. Thank you.
Troll, just do what Lala say.
Don't we all?
And he looks at you kind of conspiratorial, with a conspiratorial look, and he's like, "She scares me."
Yeah, me too.
I think she's great.
She is. She is. I mean, you can be great and also scary at the same time. And I gesture to Agnetha.
All right. Yes. Granted. Yes.
And yes, chat. An evening of the Scarlet Sisterhood would not be complete without at least one bathing scene.
Right.
Exactly. It's the obligatory shower and/or dress-up scene. So yeah.
So you guys are able to do that, wash up Agnetha, and Agnetha smells worse than normal. So apparently, whatever hanging out with that creature, the stink is kind of has kind of clung to her.
So when we're done our baths, can we just dump the rest of the water over her?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Since we have to dump it out anyway, I'm not bathing her.
That's true. Slight shower problems, and then we'll put her in a nice warm place on the Vardo so that she can sleep this off because she's not awake yet. I'm a little bit concerned about that, but I'm not freaking out yet because it hasn't been that long.
Yeah. So Monty comes on over and he kind of sniffs at her and whines a little bit. And when you go to move her, it looks like he's actually trying to help, get his head under parts of Agnetha and nudge her along with you guys. And then when you go put her in someplace, he kind of curls up with her.
Aw.
Good boy.
Is Monty a dog?
Yeah, Monty is my dog, and the hags took my memories of being because he was a puppy when I stole him, and we grew up together, but I don't remember that, and neither does he. So I'm actually kind of a little bit jealous of the way he's cuddling up with Agnetha right now, even though I'm not really sure why.
That is super sad.
It's Megan's fault. She gave me the idea.
It is entirely my own fault.
So you guys bed down. Everyone finds a spot. You rest up. 6-8 hours later, maybe even longer. You wake up. It is now nighttime.
Deneen meditates the meditation of the dead.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not just 4 hours. It's 4.5 hours, almost 5.
When I sleep, I'm gonna join the puppy pile with Agnetha and Monty, and then when I get up, I'm gonna make night breakfast.
Well, you get up with that intent, and Lala Midge is already waiting with breakfast.
Oh, thank you.
She actually has made the things that you were going to make anyway.
Ooh.
You know me entirely too well.
Of course, child. I did help raise you, after all. Sort of.
So, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna tell her the truth about what happened in the woods today.
I will add colorful descriptions as needed.
Ugh, a 3-armed troll sounds disgusting.
It was. Dead and buried now.
And you said it married Agnetha?
It said that, but I mean, troll law, not really.
Yeah, dancing around a fire isn't usually admissible as a form of marriage.
It's not binding. Ugh, gross. Yeah. Well, at least you ladies got her out of there in time.
I figured it was 50-50 whether she'd end up a snack. But at least he wasn't eating her when I saw him go in there, so that's good.
Yeah, I think so. You were smart to get help too.
I didn't think I could do it by myself, but Kenna set traps in the woods, and and then here Deneen pauses and doesn't mention the going toe to toe with the troll, and instead says, and she just did
Kenna will go.
Great job.
Kenna will go ahead and fill that part in because she's decided no more lying about this.
Ooh.
We fought smart. I can't promise that I'm not gonna fight, but I can promise I'll do it intelligently.
And she didn't get hurt. Unlike me.
But we could
and Agnetha.
Well, the big folk,
thank you for that.
The big folk always underestimate us.
I know. They were doing it at the gate before we came in.
Up until the last minute, and she moves real fast, faster than you actually thought she was capable of. And up until the last minute, when it's too late, and then she's got a stiletto that you didn't even know she carried on her, and she's holding it underneath of one of your ribs.
Yeah, Deneen is relatively unsurprised by this.
Me?
Yeah, but she turns she's not the blade.
Oh.
You have to be careful, child.
Yeah, apparently. When? I'm just...
all the time. Obviously.
No, I know. That's not what I meant. Never mind. I just didn't know you could do that.
I had a life before, child, you know. And then she takes one of your hands in her little old lady crinkled halfling hands, and then they're kind of arthritic at this point, and she's got long nimble fingers, and she presses the stiletto into your palm and says, "Here, keep this. This has served me well over the years. You should have it."
Are you sure you don't still need it?
No, I got troll. She points over to the ogre snoring away.
Oh, troll.
I'm fine. I'm an old woman. No one bothers with me. But let me show you something. And
Okay.
she places the stiletto in the palm of your hand, and it's a little bit bigger than your hand. The blade sticks over the edges, and she lifts your hand up to just underneath your chin. And she tells you to blow. So no, not like soft.
Oh.
So she demonstrates, and you do that. And when you do that, when your cool breath hits the steel, an Azure script begins to take form, and it spells out a word in Elvish. And it says "last breath."
That's really awesome.
And as you do that, the blade begins to elongate and grow until you're holding a short sword in your hand.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Oh, very nice.
I'm gonna hug her. I'm gonna put the blade down first, and then I'm gonna hug her.
You can. She hugs you back and pats you on your back. You can use it as a stiletto, like I prefer. But I know you like your sword play and your epics and horses and all that nonsense. So you can have it however you like, child.
Thank you.
This
lady, I like you. I gotta talk to you more.
Well, I like you too, but my granddaughter here, even if you're not, she calls basically all the children her grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
She has good taste in friends. She's chosen them well. I mean, she could find more halflings to hang around with, but other than that, you folk are pretty decent. She's got a good judge.
Further around here, other than you guys, though.
I'll try to be short.
Bar. And we're friends with Tom at the bar. Have you met Tom at the bar?
Yes, yes, I've seen top. And there's that fine Lyndon Helmsworth that I've heard about, the mayor. You should try and meet him.
Okay, Grandma. And like it's very clear that this is like pacifying Kenna.
But
We're not important people. That's gonna be really difficult, but I'll try.
good child, good child. I'm gonna go off to bed. It's way past my bedtime now.
Okay.
And do be
Thank you
careful.
for always. Family, right?
So Agnetha does finally
Yeah.
come around and come to, and she's muttering something about wanting to go find her rock.
Right. Yeah. Yep, that's probably a good idea. Do you want us to walk you there?
No, I'm gonna stop by and grab myself one of those dwarks first. So
I'm
she,
gonna pack her up some like biscuits and such and pass it over and be like, eat this on the way.
so she gives you her normal snark and how she
Yep.
doesn't need you to feed her, but she takes them
Yep.
and before she's out of sight, you're pretty sure she's sneaking some bites, and she's
Yep.
off to the poor man's pub.
Uh,
Well, at least she's up and sounds like herself.
yeah, that's pretty much Agnetha to a T right there. That's perfectly normal. So, Deneen, never mind. I feel like it would probably be kind of rude to ask.
No, go ahead. I don't have to answer.
Oh, you don't have to answer. That's true. Just, I mean, are you close to your family? Do you know them very well? Like,
I don't. No, I have people who are my family now, let's say.
Okay.
But that whole, parents and siblings thing, wasn't in the cards for me.
well, the family are the people around you, the ones that you care about. So if you have one now, it doesn't matter. Blood doesn't mean anything.
I'm okay. You don't have to worry about me.
Well,
But I'm very happy for you. Your grandmother is
amazing.
an interesting lady.
All right.
And you have all these people that know you, and at least some of them care about you, and that's more than most people get.
That's true. And I know it. And I know I worry them a lot. And it really, really sucks because I'm kind of just trouble. Like, I put them in danger, I put me in danger, and I don't think I can really stop myself. And I worry that I worry them. Sometimes I think if I didn't come back, it wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah, but you're still, everything you do, it's so obvious that you're trying to do the right thing. And most people don't do that or aren't capable of doing it to the degree that you are. I was just talking to your grandmother about this yesterday, actually, about that you're out there, but she wants you to be safe, but my impression was that she is also supportive, and that's important.
Deneen, I'm gonna hug you now.
Okay.
And then I do that. But I warned you so I wouldn't get stabbed.
I appreciate that. And Deneen actually almost puts her hand on the top of Kenna's head without thinking, and then doesn't, because that's
totally understandable.
She's not like a kid. I can't do that. But
yeah,
Deneen actually kind of like she'll take the hug, but she doesn't look down. She kind of looks in another direction, like she's thinking about something.
right.
So one of the things you probably think about when you go stop before you put your hand on her head, even though you haven't known these ladies very long, you feel like Agnetha definitely would have, and she always teases her about calling her a cute little halfling child.
She does, and she's the only person I let get away with that.
Well, Kenna, I've only been working for you for, since that day upriver, but it's been not only an interesting experience, but I've really enjoyed you two's company. So
Oh, we really like you
I'm
too.
glad that we're hanging around.
Me too. I cannot wait for Daft to get back. You guys are gonna love each other. Hopefully.
That would be great.
She likes to light things on fire.
Do you know what's up next? Like where you guys are headed? I got to get back to Ryler at some point, or at least get a message to Ryler.
You know what? I'm gonna see about some paperwork and see if we can get some construction underway, and that's gonna take a while. I know we definitely wanted to go back and check out that compound where the kids were, and I want to find out what was so. Oh, what was that kid's name? Uther?
Angus.
Angus. I want to find out what was so different about him when we go there. But afterward,
You mean because those monkey things were grabbing him?
Yeah. I mean, they went
Yeah.
after him specifically. That's kind of weird, don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go check that out. And after that, it shouldn't be a problem at all to swing by Rylar. We've got transportation for the time being and everything.
I mean, I know it's not the greatest place. I could try to make it quick. You don't even have to go into the city yourselves.
No, we're in this together.
I gotta check in with some people at some point. I try to at least every couple months, and it's been quite a few weeks at this point.
All right. You know, whatever you need to do, we're with you.
I appreciate that. And it's like Deneen doesn't even know what to do with that. She's a little verklempt.
So what is it you guys want to do now?
Oh man.
It's kind of late.
So we didn't already do the sleeping, or we did?
No, you did. But
Okay.
when you guys got back to town, it was like kind of like early in the day.
So we're all out of sync.
Yeah,
we had night.
All right. Well, since it's nighttime and I've already rested, Deneen says, I really don't know anything about this town. I kind of would like to scout around and see what your extra legal situation is with your extra legal community.
I wouldn't know anything about that, but if well, okay, I don't know much about that, but
not that I'm looking to get involved with anything, but just
I'm not gonna
based with my history of needing connections on the street, I always feel. I mean, I'm connected with you guys, which is great, but I always feel a little safer if I feel like I know what's going on. You know what I mean? And that's a good way, and that's a good way to work it out. So, shoot, I should have asked your grandma before she went to bed.
Well, she hasn't been here very long either. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I like to know what's going on too. I'm gonna have to introduce you to the Pixies. You're gonna love them, but that's for another time.
Well, shall we go to
yes.
a evening establishment and see what we can learn?
Absolutely. We should make friends with some hookers. Hookers hear all kinds of stuff.
Oh, they're love to chat. So
I'm actually really excited about this.
Oh yeah. Well, if you hire them, they'll talk to you even more.
That's true.
Because then they don't even have to do anything. But we could see if we could just get something out of them for drinks, and then see how that goes.
Yeah. All right. Let's go see what there is to find.
Excellent.
So what type of establishment would you like to check out? There is the Chisel and the Chalice, which is kind of like
the hipster bar.
Yeah, exactly. You guys have checked that out. There's the Poor Man's Pub, which you guys have spent a lot of time at.
Yeah, that's our regular dive.
That's the regular one. There's the Busted Donkey, which is really
oh yeah, the Busted Donkey is really seedy.
Yeah, that's the one where where thugs basically tried to slip Agnetha Mickey. And then there's the one you guys haven't gone to all that much, and that is the Lion's Heart Inn. And that is more of an upscale, whatever aristocrats or nobility in Gryphongaffe there is, or wealthy merchants, that's where they would be.
Well, where there's money, there's usually ladies and gentlemen who are interested in.
Yep. Well, I wouldn't have a problem going to the Lionheart Inn. If you're looking for criminals, they're probably going to be at the Busted Donkey, but we've been there to a decent degree and didn't find much other than what we were looking for.
And it also depends what kind of level of information you're looking for. If you really want to hire some hookers, if we can find that, like a...
If you really want to hire some hookers, context friends.
No, I mean that quite frankly.
I know.
It's worked well for me in the past. But if
the Lionheart Inn are going to be expensive hookers.
That's true.
But that's probably the stuff we want to know about, so...
Yeah, and maybe they'll give us a discount because we're not actually asking them to do anything.
I like the way you think.
Give it a shot.
Let's do this.
All right, so you head over to a nicer section of town where you can find the Lionheart Inn.
Yep. And conveniently, we are all clean.
I got my hat back on.
Janine will actually use her disguise kit and doll herself up a little. And then
that's not a bad idea at all.
And then she'll turn to Kenna and say, "Want me to do your hair?"
Yes.
All right. What color do you like?
Oh. Can it be blue? Can I have blue hair? Is that a thing?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yes.
All right. We'll use a little bit of woad and comb it through there. Give it some fancy braids.
She's like
Absolutely.
giggling.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So you guys go to work, dialing yourselves up, and then you find yourself in the in the Lionheart Inn. As you come in, there is a doorman standing there, and he is well over 7 feet tall, nearly as wide, with bright orange hair and a beard, and bushy beard, piercing green eyes, just standing there scowling. He kind of looks like an oversized dwarf. Like if there's such thing as a dire dwarf, that's what it would probably look like.
So incredibly stocky.
Yes, incredibly stocky, incredibly tall. It doesn't take you long to get a table, have a server come over, and their thing here is basically black brandy or blackberry everything. There's brandy, there's brandy glazed goose, there's a blackberry ale, and also one of their specialties is a dire snapping turtle soup.
Ooh. Well, Deneen will definitely order a blackberry ale.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
And she will also ask the server, if you don't mind me inquiring, and she'll go ahead and slide the tip over in advance, of course. If you don't mind me inquiring, would there happen to be any ladies or gentlemen that frequent this establishment and might particularly enjoy having drinks purchased for them?
She curtsies and thanks you for the tip, and she points out two different ladies and a gentleman. All of them are super attractive and super refined looking as well. They they look like they could actually be nobility themselves, but I'm going to say between the two of you, you probably, if you observe them for a while, you realize that it's an act and they're pretending.
There's nothing wrong with that. That actually makes it better in terms of them being the sort that we would like to talk to.
So which would you like to approach? So there's a dark-haired woman, there's a auburn-haired woman. Their dress is very similar, as are their mannerisms, and then there is a young man with long blonde hair and is kind of dressed like a dandy.
So Deneen will lean over and say, "You pick, Kenna. Who do you like?"
I like redheads. We can go over to the redheaded woman.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so you guys, kind of head over to the table, and she's talking with there's like three gentlemen there eating and talking, and they appear to be probably well-to-do merchants or the sons of well-to-do merchants. They don't quite look like they would be nobility.
So we'd have to steal this lady from them if we're going to talk to her by herself. Uh,
Well, are any of the others not talking to anybody at the moment?
Enough that they're all fairly engaged at this point.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Well, then
they seem to be very good at their trade.
All right. Then how about Janine goes over and says to the lady with the red hair and reaches over to touch her on the shoulder gently and says, "Darling, I haven't seen you in such a long while. Don't let me interrupt with these lovely young gentlemen, but I'd love to have a word with you later." And that is, of course, all cover for saying in Thieves' Cant pretty much the same thing, except acknowledging that she doesn't know her and that we'd like to buy her a drink and perhaps learn a little more about the city, and we'd make it worth her while.
Okay, so she barely expresses the fact that she doesn't know you at all. She goes right along with it, and she kind of gestures and is waiting for a response, and it's a numerical value that she's looking for.
All right. How about, what have I got? How about 10 gold? Yeah.
With that, she raises an eyebrow and gives you a very warm smile, and with a slight nod, and you know that she'll be along shortly.
Let me know about that later, and I'll go halfsies with you on it.
Excellent. So this is, of course, the entirety of the money that I've made from you thus far. But
okay, I still need to pay you also because of the Agnetha thing. We had combat.
Deneen comes back and tells Kenna, this is such a high-level establishment. I offered her a lot of money, but I think it's worth it because this is the town where your family is.
Mm-hmm.
This is where this is where you're thinking of setting up your bathhouse. I mean, if there's any place you want to know about in a hurry, this would be it.
Oh, you don't have to convince me. I've been laying out little web lines.
I offered her 10 gold. And I'm hoping
I lucked out.
She definitely seemed interested. So,
well, good.
And she's also good at what she does because she didn't even let on that she didn't know me, and she does know Thieves' Cant, which means she's in the know with others that know Thieves' Cant. Do you know what Thieves' Cant is?
I know what it is, but I don't know it. I'm interested in learning.
It's I don't know that I'm going to be. It would take a long time to learn, but it's as you're talking, you can underlay a message in what you're saying or in your gestures, and you can also read symbols if anyone has happened to leave some graffiti around.
Interesting.
And get sort of the secondary message from all this. Sometimes I've seen symbols like hidden in designs around the edges of doors or in decorations even. But then again, you always have to kind of second guess, like, is that a message or is it just coincidence? So it can be kind of interesting to interpret, but usually when people are talking, you can tell what they're getting at. It's like code.
All right.
And that actually reminds you of the time that you and Daff snuck into one of the local drug dealers' house and blew it up. And then she left graffiti on the neighboring houses from gangs of Rylor.
Yeah, I do. I quickly tell you that story, or give you the overview of that story, and we'll tell you the rest of it later.
Excellent.
You actually have a little time because it's like a good 20-30 minutes.
Well, I will sip my blackberry ale and listen to the story.
So I tell you that story, and I also let you know, I've got some pixies, right? And I'm like very quietly, so as not to be overheard by other people, explaining the pixies. We rehomed them in a lodge where a lot of nobles hang out, and I've got them watching out for happenstances over there. You got to pick through a lot of chatter to get to it, but it's good stuff. You're gonna love them, I promise.
So they're basically relaying information to you. Ah.
So,
and you have a particular interest in this set of nobles?
I mean, they're nobles. They are the movers and shakers in this place. Like, things that are happening at the top are going to be discussed in that place. So
interesting. Sounds like I need to buy more candy. All right.
Yeah, and basically when she explains the setup, it is like a kind of like a hunting lodge for wealthy people that want to go camping without actually camping.
Right, glamping.
Yes, basically glamping.
Excellent.
So it's a good like 20-30 minutes before the woman makes her way over. You can tell she's basically working the table and making sure not to cut herself off for any future prospects. And then she comes, she makes her way over to your table and introduces herself as Celinda.
And Deneen introduces herself as Esty.
I'm Maris.
Well, greetings, ladies. What can I do for you? I haven't seen you in this establishment before.
Well, that's exactly it. We're new to town, and I figured the quickest way to get the lay of the land would be to talk to a well-connected and socially outgoing individual such as yourself.
So she looks a little cautious, and she kind of looks over the two of you. And so she signs for two words, silver and hands, or silver hand.
Silver hands. Is that?
I don't speak that sign, so I have no idea this is going on.
Is that like the symbol of the city guard or something, or is she asking for the money?
No, neither. You think she's actually talking about an organization or a guild, maybe.
So I look over at Kenna and I say, basically to stall for time, I say, did you have any questions about the city that you wanted to ask? I should have asked her that before she came over, and then I could have translated it. Oh well.
And then she signs, what about, then she kind of like, and she's like threading this stuff throughout the conversation. What about the golden hands?
And I've got like the blankest of blank looks, so it should be patently obvious that I haven't heard of these organizations. At this point, I'm going to look around and see, like, is anybody wearing like an insignia or something involving either of these symbols?
No, you do not see that. So
I am barding and gossiping with her about things that are going on at the temple while this is going on. So, like, while they're having their clandestine conversation, I'm like surfacing.
Okay.
Nice. Which makes it very convenient, because then if either of us responds to you, we could actually be having the conversation. So this is excellent cover. Thank you.
Yes.
So you're doing that. She finally, you can see she's come to a conclusion. So you're really not from around here.
Definitely not. I just traveled downriver with this young lady.
So the Silver Hands is the Thieves Guild in Gryphongaffe. They've been pretty quiet lately. It's been tough for business with for a guild, with all the blood cultist activity. They really put a damper on things. Really, made the watch clamp down. Then there was the whole ordeal with the Stank and this monarch clown running around poisoning half the town. And there was a time too where the Golden Hands kind of came in, and they were vying for control of the underworld here in Gryphongaffe. I mean, it's a small close-knit community. There's not a lot of room for these things.
Well, and there's always someone trying to work an angle, but the Silver Hands have reasserted their control.
They have.
Well, that's a relief because that means stability as far as I'm concerned.
There's even rumors that some in the council are Silver Hands, but no one's volunteering that information.
Of course not. It would do well for the council to. Smart council members would have those connections regardless, as far as I'm concerned.
I pay my dues, so they don't hassle me, and I'm able to apply my trade pretty much unfettered. And Gwendolyn, she doesn't really bother us as much as long as we keep a low profile and it's not obvious what we're doing.
So she's one of the Silver Hands that collects from you, or
no, I'm sorry, dear. Gwendolyn Lionheart is her name. She owns the facility. The establishment. And when her husband passed away a few years ago, it was left to her. And she's been running it ever since, with the help of Mr. Morkund, but he doesn't really say much.
I see.
She nods to the doorman when she says that name.
That's let's see. Taking notes. So at this point, Esty puts in, well, an acquaintance of mine has mentioned a passing interest in potentially starting a business in town. And if the Silver Hands are in the practice of arranging for protection, this may be something that that my acquaintance would have to build into a business plan.
It's possible. They pretty much only how do we want to say? They only really seem to restrict the more illicit dealings.
All right.
They're very quiet. They're definitely respectful of Harak and his watchmen, and this town does seem to generate an overabundance of heroes.
So I've run into this in other towns and cities before, where the guild has such a quiet focus, the goal being to keep things under the radar. And those are usually my favorite towns. So this is wonderful news to hear. And I'll slide her. I will actually attempt to use sleight of hand to pocket her half the money. And as I say that, I'll look over at Kenna and say that I've really been enjoying your story. Is there anything you've been wondering about yourself? Like I can't think of anything else to ask right now. Oh, how about if we did ever need to contact someone from the Silver Hands, was there anyone in particular we should ask for at any particular location?
Be honest with you, I try and keep a low profile and not worry too much about their dealings, if you know what I mean. There is a young man that comes around. Really, he's barely more than a boy, actually. But Token is his name, or at least what he goes by anyway.
And he comes through here periodically. That is good to know.
Yeah, and he collects for us. I mean, from us, and we could always put in a word for you.
Well, if I could perhaps leave a message to just establish the contact, that would be wonderful.
that would work. You know, I don't know. He might just even be a runner, but he would at least be able to run to the right person for you. Now, the whole time this is going on, she's actually deftly maneuvering through both conversations at the same time. You know, she brings up Father Frelier and several of the acolytes over there, and people you've actually worked side by side with when you've done your volunteer work. There's definitely a couple sly comments, winks, and innuendo, saying that chastity is probably not one of the tenets of some of those faiths, or at least ones that are being followed.
I'm certainly not a doubt there.
Lovely.
Half the gossip that they have is about who's nailing who. It's ridiculous. And I say this in the fondest way possible.
Yeah, it's also you get an overabundance of that from the pixies as well. It seems to be something they're very much interested in, is human intimate interactions.
Pervert pixies.
Pretty much, yeah. I think that's what we established before.
Yes.
Pixies are perverts.
Well, and if the nobles are using their hunting lodge as a double duty love nest, I'm sure some of these reports are pretty interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what came back. And I'm totally stealing that from Dresden Files anyway, because all the fairies call it they call it sporting. That's what they call it. What the humans do, they call it sport.
Excellent. So while this conversation is going on, and Deneen will she's got a paper wrapped lead pencil, and she will try to write a little note on some paper, parchment.
Okay.
And then fold that up and slip that over with the other half of the gold.
Okay. And she thieves cants to you for instructions?
For token.
Okay, I will make sure that he receives this.
And the message, just for reference, Dave, is that I'm Esty and I'm new in town. I'm not looking for work, but I want to make sure that I have good relations with the organization. And it's just very vague in that regard. She's obviously not going to write silver hands.
Right.
And she says that she's just hoping to make a contact at some point. And if anyone would be so inclined, you could leave a message in Thieves' Cant anywhere on the perimeter of this building.
Okay, she actually gives you a location that she would leave a message, and that you can check there.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
From time to time.
So like a drop.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So we'll wrap things up right there. Next week, guys, I'm not sure. Well, actually, I'm fairly sure there will not be a session because I'll be at Origins for the week. So that will be tough to finagle. I have no idea what's going to be going on with that. But then the following week, we're going to resume. And I will let you guys know the details either through the Facebook page or the Twitters or some other means or another, or the weekly wrap. So with that, I want to thank you guys for gaming with me. Thank you guys for watching. So until next time, guys, stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy.
Thanks.